If you're thinking about building your own clinic, but you don't know where to start, well, my name is Swann from Cromebloc Construction, and I've built more than $3 million worth of clinics and offices in the past 2 years with my company, Cromebloc Construction. And I've broken down the process of building commercial spaces, more specifically here, clinics, and I'll run you through it. We've done a phase 1 video before, but here's the process. So this is the PDF document that you can download in the link in the description below, but we've broken down the process into 5 phases and 13 steps. Right now in this video, we'll cover phase 2, searching a space. However, for the whole process, basically, I'll give you a quick overview, but phase 1, you need to figure out what you need. So what do you need to build? Once we've figured out what you need to build, then we're ready to search for spaces that will fit your new business. Then once we find a space, we're ready to plan within that space. So we'll do construction plans. And once we have those construction plans ready, then we're ready to build. And once we've built, then you're ready to open. So we have 5 phases, 13 steps. So now we're in phase 2 for this video. So phase 2, you search for a space. By the way, as I said before, for phase 1, the link will be in the description below. The video has already been filmed. It's already on the channel, so you can search for that. Now, each step will be broken down into why it matters, who you need, what do you do at each step, and then there's an example, and what to avoid is the typical errors people make at this step that you don't want to make. And then do not move until is a checklist that you need to have checked off. Like, what do you need to have done before you're ready to move on to the next step? So let's get back to step 3, find spaces to look at. At this step, you'll need your commercial real estate broker. So commercial real estate broker. Why do you need him? He'll look for the space. Well, he'll look for the spaces for you once you give him the information that he needs. So basically, the only thing that you do here is you give him the output of phase 1. So phase 1, we figured out a bunch of things, among which you're figuring out the size of clinic that you'll need. So what size do I need? It's a common question. Well, you can figure that out following the process in phase 1. Then once you have the size, once you have the target area and your deadline, like when you want to open and when you want to have your new clinic working, and finally, your maximum monthly rent budget. So how much can you afford for rent for your new space? So that's broken down. Like, how do you figure all that out? It's previous video, phase 1. Link will be in the description below. But once your commercial real estate broker has all that, he'll be able to find spaces. Ideally, you want to find 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. And once you have all those spaces, you want to have a short list of 2, 3 spaces. You want to have the short list of 2, 3 spaces because you don't want to be dependent on just one space, because then the landlord of that space will have all the leverage in the negotiations down the road in step 5. But once you have your short list, you're ready to move on to step 4, where you'll need your general contractor and an interior designer. The interior designer will do the test fits. So basically, the interior designer will take your 2 or 3 spaces shortlisted and will do a test fit for your business so that you can see which one you like most, because they won't all have the same layout. So the designer will adapt it, a quick test fit, so you can see. I have designers I work with, they'll do like 3D rendering so you know what you're looking at eventually down the road. And then you need a general contractor. Why do you need a general contractor? Well, to help you determine how much that clinic is going to cost, depending on which space you're in. So if you need help with that in the Greater Montreal area, you can reach out to us. Links in the description below, or you could just send us an email. You click here, you download the PDF, you click here. You'll have an email written out with all the information that we'll need. You just fill out the information, and we'll get back to you on that. We only work in the Greater Montreal area, though. But getting back to it, you need a general contractor and you need a designer. So we've gone through step 4. Once you have your designer that gives you the test fits and the general contractor that gives you preliminary budgets for each of the test fits, then you're able to choose a finalist space and move on to step 5. And step 5, you'll need your commercial real estate lawyer and your commercial real estate broker. The lawyer you'll need to negotiate your lease because he'll be able to negotiate terms with you. They're way more informed than I would be to negotiate the lease, so you need a commercial real estate lawyer. What he does is help you figure out, for example, like it's not all that he does, but you'll need a fixturing period. What is a fixturing period? Is the time you have for free to do your tenant improvement, because when you move into a new space, obviously you need time to build a new space. and you're not expected to pay rent when you can't even operate a business. Therefore, you have a fixturing period that's negotiated with your landlord. Your commercial real estate lawyer will help you through that process. Commercial real estate broker can help you too. You don't necessarily need a lawyer. A broker can help as well. Depends on the project, depends on the process. It's up to you. Then you have a landlord contribution, so tenant improvement allowances. Sometimes landlord will give you an amount, maybe $4, $5, $6 a foot, depending on whoever you deal with, but they'll give you an amount to help you move into the place to do your renovations. So that's it. Then plan approval, timeline, restoration close, all of that you can go into more details with a lawyer or your commercial real estate broker. So that's step 5. And once you're done with step 5, you've negotiated the lease, and you're ready to move in. Then you can move back to step 3. Move on to phase 3 of 5. So you plan. In those steps, you'll need like architect, interior designers, engineers, all of that. But this is for the next video. We'll jump into that later. And by the way, the whole process, phase 3 of 5, is the most important part of the process if you want to keep your construction budget on track. This is the most important part of the process. This is where you should spend the most time in, and this is where you should you should never cut into the planning. So this phase 3 will be covered in the next video. Subscribe to see this video. If you want to go through this process on your own with this document, you can download it. The link is in the description below. If you need our help, we build commercial renovation spaces, we do clinics, offices, retail spaces, all of those. If you need our help, you can reach us. All the information in the description. You can reserve a call with me, 15-minute call to see if your project is a match and if we can help you do anything. So that's it. You can reach out to us, link in the description below, and subscribe. Thank you. If you're opening a clinic in the Greater Montreal area and you don't know where to start, well, we've built more than $3 million in commercial renovations in the past 2 years, and we've built that guide that will help you. It's broken down into 5 phases into how to open your clinic. So it's 5 phases. Phase 1 of 5, you prepare, so you find out what you want to build, what type of clinic you want to build, what square footage you need. Then 2, you search for spaces. 3, you plan, so plans and permits that you're actually allowed to build from the city. Then phase 4, you actually build, so you need a general contractor. And then phase 5, you open. And then each one of those phases is broken down into steps. For example, if I go into step 3, you'll have each step broken down into why it's important, who you need at each step, what you do at each step. And then you have like an example at each step. And at the end, you'll have a checklist of what to avoid, what not to do, and then a checklist of what you need to do, which means like you're ready to move on. And if you'd like to download this document, it'll be linked in the description below. And if you would want us to help you with this process, well, you can book a call with our team after you've downloaded the document. On the thank you page, you'll be able to book a call with our team. And if we can help, we'll invite you out to have a meeting, and we can take it from there.